To fight back against muscle loss after 60, should you be eating more meat and dairy or more plants and grains? This is the great protein debate that has been confusing people for years. Today, we are putting both of these powerful philosophies on trial, exploring the unique power of animal protein versus the incredible endurance of plant protein for a senior's body. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our wise and balanced judge in this very important debate, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the wisdom from all of the world's great nutritional traditions. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. This is not a battle to find a winner. It is an investigation to find the deep wisdom that is present in both of these paths. The animal path offers our bodies great and immediate power. The plant path offers our bodies great and lasting endurance. A truly wise person learns how to walk on both of these paths to create a complete and a balanced life.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this detailed debate, we will first investigate Act 1, the power of animal protein. We will look at the foods like Greek yogurt, salmon, eggs, and chicken. Then in Part 3, we will explore Act 2, the endurance of plant protein, and we will look at foods like quinoa, spinach, and almonds. And finally, in our fourth section, Dr. Hinohara will reveal the synergistic solution, his wise advice on how to combine both of these powerful paths for the ultimate benefit to your muscles. It is a true blessing to have the wisdom to be able to look at all sides of a question in order to find the most balanced and the most healthy truth. If you are ready to finally understand the complete truth about protein and how it can help your muscles to stay strong, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and you will not want to miss the surprising conclusion to this important debate. Okay, doctor, our great protein debate begins now. Let's start with the first side of the argument, the one that has been the traditional cornerstone of strength, building diets for centuries. What is the case for Act 1, the power of animal protein?
Yes, the case for animal protein is a case for power, for density, and for rapid rebuilding. The foods in this important category are Greek yogurt, wild salmon, pasture-raised eggs, and skinless chicken breast. These foods are especially important for the person who is already in a state of frailty, perhaps after an illness or a surgery, and who needs to regain their foundational strength as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I had a patient, a gentleman in his late 70s. He had just come home after a very long stay in the hospital with a bad case of pneumonia. He was very, very weak. He had lost over 15 pounds, and most of that was his precious muscle mass. He had no energy, he had no appetite, and he was very frail. For him, we needed the most powerful and the most easily absorbed building blocks to be able to start the rebuilding process immediately. The absolute foundation of his recovery diet was small, frequent meals containing these very powerful and gentle animal proteins, especially the soft, scrambled eggs and the plain Greek yogurt, which were very easy on his sensitive digestion.
That is a perfect example of using the right tool for the right job at the right time. Let's break down the deep science of why animal protein is such a powerful rebuilding tool, especially for a person who is in a frail state. There are 3 main scientific reasons. First is the high bioavailability and the complete amino acid profiles. The proteins that are found in these animal foods are very similar in their structure to the proteins that are in our own bodies. This means that our body can recognize, digest, and absorb them very, very efficiently, and they are all complete proteins, which means that they contain all 9 of the essential amino acids that our body cannot make on its own. And they have them in the perfect ratios for building human muscle tissue.
And what is the second important reason?
Second, as we have discussed in many of our videos on sarcopenia, animal proteins are the richest and most potent sources of that ignition switch amino acid leucine. For a senior who is struggling with that anabolic resistance that we have talked about, getting a powerful and a very direct dose of leucine is the most important signal to be able to tell their body to start the process of rebuilding muscle. And third, and this is a very important point in this debate, these animal foods provide certain essential nutrients that are very difficult or in some cases impossible to get in a sufficient amount from plants. The two most important of these for a senior's strength and their energy are vitamin B12 and hemi-iron. Vitamin B12 is absolutely critical for our nerve health, and as we know, a deficiency can lead to weakness and to serious balance problems. And the hemi-iron that is found in animal foods is the most easily absorbed form of iron, and this is essential for your body to be able to carry oxygen to your muscles.
So, for my patient who is so very frail, he needed all of these things. He needed the easily absorbed protein. He needed the powerful leucine signal to wake up his muscles. And he needed the energizing B12 and iron to fight his fatigue. We started very gently with the Greek yogurt and the scrambled eggs. As he began to get stronger, we then added in the beautiful wild salmon with its powerfully anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. And finally, when his appetite had fully returned, he was able to enjoy a small and a simple piece of roasted chicken breast. This very logical progression helped him to rebuild his foundation of strength, one gentle step at a time.
It is a wonderful and a blessed example of how these powerful and very traditional foods can provide such deep and restorative nourishment, especially when our bodies need it the most. So the case for animal protein is a very powerful one. It provides that dense, bioavailable, and fast-acting power that is so very essential for rebuilding a frail body. It is a wonderful and a very effective tool. But doctor, that is only one side of our great protein debate. Let's now explore the other path. What is the case for Act 2, the endurance of plant protein?
Yes, if animal protein is all about immediate power and rebuilding, then the plant protein path is all about long-term endurance and resilience. The wonderful foods in this category are the ancient grain quinoa, the dark leafy green spinach, and the beautiful almond. These foods are so very important for the person who may already have good baseline strength, but who is suffering from a great deal of chronic inflammation and very poor recovery after their daily activities. I had a patient, a woman in her late 60s. She was still quite strong, but she was suffering from a great deal of joint pain. And she told me that her muscles always felt inflamed and sore. She would do just a little bit of light gardening in her beautiful yard, and she would be in pain for 2 or 3 days afterward. Her body simply did not have the tools that it needed to be able to recover properly from the normal stress of her activity. For her, we did not need to focus on adding more dense protein. We needed to focus on reducing the fire of inflammation that was burning in her body. So we had her make these powerful plant-based foods the true star of her plate. She started having a large spinach salad with a handful of almonds for her lunch every single day, and she would have a side of quinoa with her evening meal. The change for her was remarkable. After about a month of this new way of eating, she told me that the constant nagging soreness that she used to feel in her muscles and in her joints had finally started to calm down. She was now able to recover from her time in the garden in just 1 day, not 3. The powerful plants were giving her body endurance.
That is a beautiful story, and it perfectly highlights the unique and profound power of the plant kingdom. Let's break down the deep science of why these specific foods are the true masters of endurance and of recovery. First, as you so wisely said, doctor, it is all about their powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. The almonds are absolutely packed with the antioxidant vitamin E and with healthy monounsaturated fats, which are both powerfully anti-inflammatory. And the spinach is a true powerhouse of other antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help to protect the muscle cells from daily damage.
But the real secret weapon of these plant foods is their fiber.
That's exactly right. An egg has no fiber. A piece of chicken has no fiber. But these plant foods are full of it. As we have discussed in many of our videos, this beautiful fiber is the favorite food of the good and friendly bacteria that live in your gut. And as we now know from modern science, a healthy and a balanced gut is the absolute key to a calm, non-inflamed body. This is what we call the gut-muscle axis. By feeding your gut with the wonderful fiber from the quinoa and the spinach, you are creating an internal environment that is perfect for healing and for recovery. And finally, of course, we must talk about the minerals. Both spinach and almonds are incredibly rich in the master relaxation mineral magnesium. As we know, magnesium is absolutely essential for allowing our muscles to be able to release their tension and to recover properly after exercise. It is the key to preventing that feeling of stiffness and those painful cramps. So you see, these wonderful plant foods are providing not just the protein, but also the powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, the gut-healing fiber, and the essential relaxation minerals all in one package. It's another blessed example of the profound and the multi-layered wisdom that is found in these simple whole foods from the earth. This is such a complete and a very strategic plan, Doctor. We love sharing this kind of wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So the animal proteins provide that dense, fast-acting, rebuilding power that is so essential for a frail body. And the beautiful plant proteins provide the anti-inflammatory endurance and the deep recovery support. Doctor, we have now heard two very strong and very compelling cases in our great protein debate. The evidence has been presented. What is the final verdict? Which path should a senior choose?
We have now heard all of the evidence from both of these very wise paths. And the final wisdom, the final verdict from this debate is not to choose one side over the other. The true and most powerful path to building strength and resilience as we age is to intelligently combine them. This is the synergistic solution.
And this is such a brilliant and a very wise conclusion. Let's explain the beautiful science of this synergy for our viewers at home. By combining both the animal and the plant proteins in your diet, you are truly getting the best of both worlds. From the animal foods like the eggs and the salmon, you are getting that very dense, highly bioavailable complete protein that is absolutely packed with the leucine that you need to be able to flip that all-important muscle-building switch. You are also getting the essential vitamin B12 and the heme iron that are so critical for your daily energy and for your nerve health. And at the very same time, from the plant foods like the spinach and the almonds, you are getting the powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, the gut-healing fiber, and the essential relaxation minerals like magnesium. So the wonderful plant foods are creating the perfect calm and healthy environment in your body for the powerful animal proteins to be able to do their very best work.
It is the ultimate partnership.
It is. So, Doctor, to make this incredibly practical for our viewers at home, can you please now walk us through what a perfect and a synergistic day of eating would look like using the wonderful foods that we have discussed in our debate today?
Of course, this is the final and the most important step. A synergistic day of eating can be very simple and very, very delicious. Here's an example. For your breakfast, you will create a perfect synergy right on your plate. You can have your 2 scrambled eggs for that powerful, leucine-rich animal protein. But you will cook those eggs with a very large handful of fresh spinach. So, you are combining the direct power of the animal with the anti-inflammatory endurance of the plant in your very first meal of the day. For your lunch, you can have a beautiful piece of grilled wild salmon, which provides that powerful protein and those wonderful omega-3 fats. But instead of serving it with a simple white potato or some bread, you will serve it on a bed of beautiful fluffy quinoa. Again, you are combining the animal and the plant. For your afternoon snack, instead of a sugary cookie or cracker, you can have a simple bowl of plain Greek yogurt. But on top of that yogurt, you will sprinkle a small handful of raw almonds. And finally, for your dinner, you can have a smaller portion of a lean chicken breast. But you must promise to pair it with a very large and a very colorful salad. This is the beautiful path of balance and of synergy.
That is a perfect and a delicious daily blueprint for building strength. It is a wonderful and a blessed reminder that the greatest wisdom is not found in choosing one extreme or the other, but in finding the beautiful and the harmonious balance that is right in the middle. Doctor, this has been a truly profound debate. You have shown us that the answer to the question of protein is not animal versus plant, but a beautiful and a very powerful animal and plant. Your synergistic solution is a powerful and a brand new way for us to think about fighting back against sarcopenia. By combining the dense rebuilding power of the animal protein with the anti-inflammatory endurance of the plant protein, we have a complete and a very logical system for preventing age-related muscle loss. This is such a hopeful message for anyone watching who has been feeling confused by all of the conflicting advice about how to fight back against sarcopenia. This knowledge is a true cornerstone of a proactive strategy to both prevent and to help reverse muscle loss. It is a practical food-first way to give your body the complete set of tools that it needs to resist sarcopenia and to rebuild its natural strength. Now, doctor, this synergistic diet is a brilliant and a very powerful foundation. But to help our viewers get the absolute most benefit from these foods, are there other simple lifestyle habits that work in partnership with this way of eating?
That is an excellent and a very wise question. The food is the fuel, but we must also create the right conditions for the body to be able to use that fuel. There are 3 other essential pillars of muscle health. First, you must remember that gentle movement is the signal. The food provides the building blocks for the house, but a gentle movement, like a daily walk, or the simple sit-to-stand exercise that we have discussed before, is the signal that tells the construction crew to begin building. You must send a gentle signal to your muscles every single day that they are needed. Second, deep sleep is the construction time. You have delivered the food to the construction site, and you have given the signal to build. The actual construction work happens when you are in your deep restorative sleep at night. This is when your body releases its natural growth hormone and does its most important repair work. A perfect diet will not work to build muscle if you are not getting enough good quality sleep. And third, you must have proper hydration. The entire construction project must happen in a healthy and a hydrated environment. Your muscles are over 70% water. A dehydrated muscle is a weak muscle, and it is much more prone to cramping and to injury. You must drink plenty of clean water throughout the day.
So the complete protocol is the synergistic diet, gentle movement, deep sleep, and proper hydration. That is a truly complete plan.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. You must not get trapped in a debate between the animal and the plant. Your body is very wise. It does not choose a side. It needs the gifts of both. I encourage you to listen to your body and to give it the complete and the balanced nourishment that it is asking for.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by embracing the full and the blessed abundance of the different kinds of foods that we have been given and by using them together in a beautiful harmony. And of course, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide empowering and it helped to clear up the confusion about protein for you, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information, and be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you know might be confused about what to eat to stay strong. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, what is your favorite way to combine animal and plant protein in the same meal? Please share your delicious and healthy ideas in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be strong.